Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back here on PlayStation Stores, and I was gonna check out Deathloop, but you know, I'm already backed up with games right now. But a game that is coming up on the horizon tomorrow that I definitely will be checking out is, of course, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now, regardless, we should have probably saw this really cool launch trailer and photo mode trailer at the PS5 showcase, but that's a conversation for another day. We're going to talk about all the info that you need to know about this game coming out tomorrow. Now, I know this rollout for Kena has been pretty weird if you guys been following it on Twitter and everything. Like, it doesn't seem like the embargo has lifted. I'm hearing rumors and stuff like that the embargo is lifting at midnight tonight, so aka Tuesday morning, the morning of when the game drops and everything. So I'm a little concerned at that point, you know, and you know, let me know down below, are you that concerned about the fact that we haven't seen any Metacritic embargoes lift for Kena Bridge of Spirits? What do you think the Metacritic is going to be? Let me know those thoughts down in the comments below, because I've been doing a poll on Twitter and it looks like a lot of you guys are saying in the 80s range, which I think is a fair shake and everything. But I just think that, you know, if it was going to be an 80, it probably would have had the reviews up now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure, man. Like, I think we might be looking at like a 70 Metacritic here for Kena Bridge of Spirits. But regardless, that's a whole different other conversation. We will see when the game comes out fully and when the embargoes lift and when I get my hands on Kena, of course. But we're gonna talk about all the info that you need to know about the game. This is just gonna be service level stuff, just an overall kind of recap given to us by this really cool Reset Era thread. I'll link it below down in the description. Shout out to this person that made this Reset Era thread. Appreciate you. Let's get right into it. But hold up, one more thing before we get into it. Make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation, and of course Kena Bridge of Spirits. But for real, getting right into it, let's go. Kena Bridge of Spirits is of course launching on PS4, PS5, and PC via the Epic Game Store. Sorry for you Steam users out there, it's on Epic Game Store exclusively. Like we said before, this game is coming out on Tuesday, September 21st. Pretty odd that it has a Tuesday release date and not a Friday release date. Not sure why, but I digress. Whatever, it's there. It's coming out tomorrow on Tuesday. It will be only in a digital download format. However, we do have news on a physical release coming up later on in the video. Check out for that. This game is not full price. It's not $70, it's not $60. It's going to be retailing for the standard edition at $40, and the digital deluxe edition will be dropping for $50 as well. So you get some bonus, like I think, you know, bonus skins or like bonus, you know, like ability points or whatever for the digital deluxe edition. But it will be $50 and $40 for the standard edition, which definitely does give a nice kind of like parameter of how much of a scope and scale we are looking at for this game, which I don't think is a bad thing. I am down for a nice condensed experience if it's going to be quality. Now, what is Kena Bridge of Spirits about? Kena, a young spirit guide, travels to an abandoned village in search of the sacred mountain shrine. There, she struggles to uncover the secrets of this forgotten community hidden in an overgrown forest where wandering spirits are trapped. These trapped spirits are deceased people that remain between the physical and spirit worlds when they are traumatized or feel unfinished. As a spirit guide, Kena tries to understand their difficulties and help them to move on from this world to the next. So I actually forgot that there was this whole like spirit guide side of Kena and the whole game as a whole and everything. So really cool to kind of get that refresher, because I honestly forgot that there's that aspect as well to this game's story. So if I remember correctly, this game's kind of like open worldness is pretty much like a hub-based open world, I believe, where there's going to be certain sections and areas that are open world-esque, but it's not going to be a huge open world. But we do have, of course, the main village, which acts as the game's hub world in Kena Bridge of Spirits. And at the beginning of the game, it's at first abandoned, having been struck by a tragedy hundreds of years earlier. Throughout the game though, Kena will restore the area to an improved state. Here she will meet all kinds of characters that will help her along the journey, which we're definitely going to go over those characters right now. First up, we have our girl Kena here. She is the protagonist of Kena Bridge of Spirits, hence the name. She is a young spirit guide who travels to an abandoned village hidden in an overgrown forest in search of the sacred mountain shrine. Kena struggles to uncover secrets of this forgotten community where wandering spirits have been trapped. Kena has a scar from her hand to her shoulder, which represents a traumatic experience she had with her father. So I did not know that actually. So you can actually see the scar, like it's like being covered by like her red long shirt that she's wearing, and you can see a little bit peering up on the palm, well not palm, but like on her hand, and that's interesting. That's cool. Look at that. I think it's glowing too. That's, yo, honestly, I would kind of show that thing. It's kind of fire, even though it, you know, represents something very traumatic with her and her father, but you know, I think it looks fire. Let me stop. Next up here, we have these species of animals here called the rots. They are timid and elusive spirits scattered throughout the forest in Kena Bridge of Spirits. They appear as small creatures with black fur and large eyes. Rot maintain balance by decomposing dead and rotting elements. Rot can be found and collected by Kena, allowing her to gain powerful abilities, make discoveries, and transform the environment. So they're going to be used a lot for different environmental puzzles and different stuff like that, with uncovering secrets, etc., abilities, all that good stuff. We will talk about the rot later on in this video. But next up here, let's talk about these two different brothers here, I think, or these two young children here called Benny and Seiya. I'm gonna say Seiya. I think that's how you say her name. Maybe I'm butchering that, but you know, we'll say Benny and Seiya. So these are two children that you come across in the forest, and they are very concerned about their teenage brother Taro and will ask Kena to help find him. So naturally, let's move on to Taro, who is the teenage brother of Benny and Seiya, and the restless spirit that needs Kena's help to move from the physical world to the spiritual one. So it looks like Taro is, I think, already dead, and his spirit is stuck in the physical world and needs help to move to the spiritual one, and needs the help of Kena to do that. So it looks like we're gonna have a spirit that, you know, is gonna be having dialogue and everything and talking to us, instead of just being a, you know, kind of like tormented spirit like we see in combat and everything. Pretty cool to see that there. We have three more characters that the Reset Era post highlights, one of them being the village elder. He is going to be the narrator of the story and the elder for the village, of course, where Kena will meet this man early on in her travels. So I assume it's going to be something that kind of speaks to the player as well, like kind of lays out what's going on and how to actually accomplish things in the game. I think that's kind of what we're going with here, but pretty cool to see that, you know, we have an elder, you know, of course we gotta respect the elders, you know what I'm saying? But next up here, we have Rusu as well. So Rusu is a huntsman that will help guide Kena on her journey. He'll teach her important skills for survival and offer insight into the abandoned village. So this is, I feel like, gonna be more of like the person that's going to explain more of like the physical world and maybe some different skills in combat and traversal and all that. So really cool to see that we'll have him to help us out. And lastly here, we have what seems to be the main antagonist called Toshi, a mysterious trapped spirit that Kena will encounter along her journey. So we'll see what that has to do, you know, with all that. We've seen this Toshi character and sometimes in other trailers and everything, so we'll see what fully comes of him in the full game. So of course this is a game, so we gotta talk about the overall gameplay and combat of Kena Bridge of Spirits, which is an action adventure game played from a third-person perspective. The player controls Kena, a young spirit guy with magical abilities. The rots will help Kena greatly in her journey. They can be directed to complete tasks such as moving objects, taking certain shapes, helping solve environmental puzzles, or distracting enemies. At points in the game, Kena will also have to traverse the environment. This includes climbing walls, mountains, and other various terrains. So it looks like, you know, your standard third-person adventure game with these really cool rots that will be able to be manipulated to be able to help us in certain goals in the game as well. But more specifically on combat, corruption has infected the area around the village and the spirits themselves. So it'll be up to Kena and her rot friends to venture into the wilderness to battle these twisted enemies constructed of wood and plants. In combat, the player uses Kena's staff for light, heavy, and charged attacks. An upgrade though transforms the staff into a bow. Kena also boasts an arsenal of spirit abilities such as the pulse bubble that can parry incoming attacks, and she can conjure a spirit dragon to provide extra combat. So I did not know that she could conjure a spirit dragon. What the where'd they show that? Yo, let me see that. Let me see that spirit dragon. The rot will also help out in battle. However, the rots are timid creatures creatures, and Kana must deal enough damage to enemies before the rot will build up enough courage to join the fight. So it looks like, they're gonna be waiting on the sides, waiting for Kana to do most of the work, and then they're gonna come in and finish the job, which, I'm saying, you know what, I'm not sure how I feel about that. The Rock gotta be in there with me. They gotta be there with me taking down this homie, okay? I can't have them on the sideline waiting for me to do most of the work. What's up with that, Rod? Alright, to end off, we have a few frequently asked questions here that they did address here on the Reset Era thread. First up, is there a physical version? The Reset Era thread says no, but as of the recording of this video, it has been announced that Kana will be getting a physical version in November. It'll be $50. It's through Maximum Games. I'll put a link down below in the description for you to check it out, but it will be there for you guys if you really want to have a physical version of the game. Check out the link below in the description where you'll see a link to the Maximum Games online store so you can pre-order, I assume, your retail physical copy of Kana Bridge of Spirits. Does Kana Bridge of Spirits have difficulty options? They say here that yes. The devs have said the team has a lot of Sekiro and Soulsborne fans on the dev team. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And while the game isn't quite up to From Software's difficulty, players will be challenged on the highest setting. I'm down for a little challenge, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no like Soulsborne Sekiro type beat quite yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm down for, just a little challenge. But on the other end of the spectrum, enemies won't be able to one-shot you in most difficulty settings, so you'll be able to sustain one final sliver of health to give you a fighting chance against tougher enemies. The devs want to make a game that families could enjoy together, whether your family just wants to enjoy the story or is looking for tougher battles. So that is that right there. There are also going to be no microtransactions in the game at all, and there is no customization to Kana's physical clothing. However, there are many different hats that you can customize the rot with. Hats can be found in the open world, and players can purchase hats for individual members of the rot crew by spending gems that are also found in the world. So it looks like you'll be able to put different hats on the rot, but you won't be able to change Kana's physical appearance, which to me is not big of a deal. It's fine right there, you know what I'm saying? How long is the game? So this Reset Era thread is quoting that a normal playthrough will take around 8 to 10 hours to complete, closer to 12 hours for completionists. I have been seeing a couple people that may or may not have the game on Twitter, and they've been saying that the game takes around 15 to 20 hours to complete, so maybe that one took a little bit longer, maybe it just varies, but definitely expect the overall cap to probably be 20 hours. I think is probably a better bet to have overall. And so, are there any differences between PS4 and PS5 versions of the game? Once again, check out my video. I did that a few months ago where you can get the full kind of grasp of the difference between PS4 and PS5. But long story short, it's just definitely the amount of rot that will be there, as well as of course the foliage in the game is going to be much denser on PS5, and different stuff of course like the PS5 having haptics and all that good stuff. And so there are different differences, but it isn't going to be a huge difference, I don't think, in my opinion. Did Jim Ryan slap that $10 upgrade fee from PS4 to PS5 on this game? Absolutely not. This will have a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5 regardless of what version you pick up. You don't need the digital deluxe edition. You just buy the game on PS4 and you can download the PS5 version for free once you get the PS5. Okay, so that's all good in there. And just a few things to note before we end off this video. First up here, there is a photo mode in the game. You can check it out. There's a trailer. You probably already seen the trailer, me rolling it here in the video, but just in case, there is photo mode in this game. Fret not. You're even able to do a lot of manipulation to the actual characters in the shot by changing their pose, changing their facial expression, changing even if they're sitting or standing up and everything. So pretty cool that you're able to really, kind of make the characters do exactly what you want in a given shot. And I'm really happy to see what photo mode brings to this game. I hope that I'm able to get really cool shots of this game, and you'll be able to see them of course on Twitter at PSourceVids. Follow that Twitter account for all the good stuff there. Now the last things here we're going to talk about is the game's two modes. There is a quality mode where it is a locked 4K 30 frames per second, which of course I will not be playing. I'll of course be playing the other mode, which is that great performance mode, which will give us dynamic 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. So definitely opting for that. And if you're on PS5, last up here, of course, aside from all the DualSense features that you'll be getting with that version of the game, etc., you will be getting access to activity cards, which are fully supported and have over 200 game help videos for this game specifically. So a lot of game help support here. I know a lot of games like haven't been using that feature a ton, so really cool to see that this one is using it if you need help in Canada Bridge of Spirits. And yeah, so that is pretty much all the info that I could have possibly gathered for Canada Bridge of Spirits coming out tomorrow, September 21st on Tuesday. But down below, guys, let me know your thoughts. Are you excited for this game? Are you gonna pick it up? Are you not feeling this game? Are you waiting till Metacritic comes out? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure also while you are down there, check out that description. You can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link to follow us, of course, on podcast services like Apple Podcasts and Spotify to get up to date with, of course, our upcoming Road to Forbidden West podcast. Definitely don't want to miss out on that. And you can find links to all of these stories here. If I said there's a link in the description, it's down below in the description. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.